Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today I am making something Minecraft related. Now the movie just released not too long ago and I've been seeing a lot of ads pop up, and one of the derpiest things that I have seen in the previews has been the pink sheep. And I think a lot of people have made comments about how Minecraft movie is a lot different than what the game looks like, so I thought it would be fun to kind of play into both worlds and make some hopefully happy medium that makes sense. So today we are going to make the pink sheep from Minecraft using wool and needle felting. Let's get to building. There are tons of images and clips of this specific scene in the movie where they show the pink sheep. A lot of people comparing it to the uncanny valley that we saw in the first Sonic movie. Looking at the original Minecraft and the movie version, I kinda like the movie version myself more, so I definitely will lean more towards it. The separation in the eyes to me looks a bit exaggerated too much, so I'm gonna make that adjustment, but other than that, I'm gonna probably stay more true to the movie. Needle felting will be my approach to this build, which seemed pretty appropriate as I am making a sheep. The filling will be made with the inside of an old pillow and the top will be out of actual wool. So my build at one point was both used to count sheep and actually grown from a sheep, so seems fitting. Using the poly filler makes the build a lot cheaper, and in my experience so far, it's easier to compact. After a couple of hours, I've compacted all of these parts to a sturdiness that I think will hold up well. The way this process works is these needles are not like a typical sewing needle. They have these tiny barbs cut into them. As you push through the fibers, it grabs the threads and pushes them deeper into the pile. As you pull the needle out, those captured fibers and the barbs slide off of the ledge, compacting them tighter in. After a few hundred stabs, you can shape it into pretty much whatever you want. The overall material will condense smaller and become more rigid. If needed, you can add more bits to areas to bulk it out and repeat the process. My first project was pretty small in size, and I've slowly progressed to bigger and bigger builds as I've gained more confidence using it. I have a really cool one planned for a Ren Fair cosplay for my wife that hopefully I will build pretty soon. You'll notice that I've left a portion of uncompacted bits on most of the pieces. This will act as a tab that I can use to attach it to the other parts. So my central body is all one unit, and then I'm just adding to it. It increases the surface area of my attachments and limits the chances of it being pulled off. You may also notice that there are several different needle arrangements that I have. The largest array is 8 needles, the mid-size is at 3, and the smallest just has 1. The The use should make sense in that to make a full character, you'll stab your project thousands of times over the course of the construction. For broad bulking out of parts, I use the 8 needle setup because it multiplies my stabs by 8. When I want to refine the shape, I switch to a 3 needle setup, and then when I'm doing precise detailing, I switch over to just the single needle. You also have the ability to switch out the needles for different thicknesses depending on how compact your build is or how thick your material is. It helps to buy these needles in bulk, as you're probably going to break quite a few of them over the course of a build. I think I probably went through at least a dozen or more. Now that my base is done, I'm ready to add the colors to my project. A great thing about this process is that you don't have to do any painting. You are literally stabbing the color into your build. While taken out of context, that could sound pretty morbid. It's actually extremely fun to see the project transform with color in a very controllable precision method. A new tool has been brought into this build on the screen, and these are called hand carders. These tools can help to straighten your wool out or allow fibers to be mixed and blended together. I didn't have an exact shade of pink that the sheep in the game was made from, so I mixed what I did have together to get closer. I also like to use multiple colors when I'm making these builds because it adds a bit more realism and interest by the color variations that you typically see on an animal or a person or anything. You put the material into the carder and just pull it against the other one, and that's it. Once I get the color mix that I want, I put it in the area that I need the color and stab it into place. This part moves a lot quicker than making the substructure. You are just pushing this flat to the polyfiller. While wool isn't extremely expensive, its cost is substantially more than that of the filler, even more so if you're discarding a pillow or an old stuffed animal instead. The sheep has just a couple of basic colors. Really, it's pink, light beige, black, and white, and that's it. So I add the other colors to his body before moving on to the small details. The pad you see me pushing against helps to protect my needle from hitting my tabletop and snapping. I bought several different sized mats for various projects of various sizes. An important safety tip for needle felting is to always be aware of the angle you are stabbing your project into and where your hands are holding that object. project. It's very easy to zone out after a couple of hundred stabs and accidentally stab an absolute mess out of your hand. It is very unpleasant, especially if you're using a multi-needle setup. Most needle felting kits come with leather fingertip pads to protect you, but I have ginormous hands and they don't fit, so I'm just cautious. I only had a couple of jabs in my fingers over the course of a couple of hours of working. On a small part like the ear, I figured it would be nice to slow down the video to the normal speed so you can see how the process actually goes. I'm going to show you about 2 minutes of it so that you don't drift off to sleep after seeing me stab this sheep into shape. That was a difficult sentence to say. It's important to know that if you try needle felting, that it won't just be a build in a couple of minutes like this length of video suggests. Altogether, I probably spent about 10 hours or so building this little guy. When working on a shape, it's important to flip and rotate your pieces. You're trying to get the fibers to interlock in different directions to make it so that it's harder to pull apart, because you can technically pull it apart. On thin parts like this ear, your jabs will go all the way through the material and you'll end up with parts sticking out on the other side. So flipping it over and angling your needle into the material will hide those parts a little easier. You can also cut them off with a pair of scissors or very quickly burn them with a torch. Now on to the finer detail. I switch over to a single needle and begin stacking layers of parts together to make my face details. This can add some more shape to the flat surfaces and allow you to dial in where you want parts to lay. Here I am working on his nose. I even added a little pink around the underside of his nostril and around the outside of his mouth to simulate the fur going down to bare skin. A helpful tip when you're working on these tiny details: if the material is light, you can use some permanent markers to add subtle detail color variations. I did it on the teeth to add separation and on parts of the eyes to add more little tiny bits. Hopefully you enjoyed this build, and if you would like to see more things like this, let me know. If you do, please like and share this with the people that you like and share stuff with. I'd love to tackle a chicken jockey if the interest is there, or something else from a different franchise. I'm open for suggestions. And we are finished. Here is the end result. It is definitely derpy, but I think that's how it is intended to be. The art of needle felting is something that takes a little bit of practice, but is super fun once you get to dive into it. I've made Huggy Wuggy, I've made some monsters, I've made some other things that hopefully will be down in the pipeline somewhere. But yeah, maybe you will try and make one of these yourselves and impress your friends with your ability to pull something from a video game / movie and make it into the real world and make it super cool. 'Tis the plan. Maybe you'll get some, and inevitably, they're gonna ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these, tell them, much props. Time to see if I can find a saddle so I can get a lift to my next job. Peace out.
If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and you want to see more builds like this one, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over on my Patreon to build a bigger, better, more creative community together.